Okay, so what is actually emotional and verbal abuse according to real research? Let's debunk this. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that emotional abuse includes behavior that controls, insults, humiliates, threatens, or isolates another person. It creates fear, instability, and long-term stress. Studies published in the Journal of Emotional Abuse and the Journal of Interpersonal Violence show that emotional and verbal abuse activate the same stress pathways in the brain found in survivals of physical assault. Constant criticism and unpredictable anger and blame can dysregulate the nervous system and impact memory, emotional regulation, and stress responses. Verbal abuse is not just name-calling. Research from the University of Pennsylvania and the National Institute of Mental Health shows that verbal attacks can change the structure of the developing brain in children. Adults who were emotionally or verbally abused as children often show symptoms consistent with complex trauma. Their nervous systems remain in survival mode because early abuse shaped their development. Researchers also found that emotional abuse includes more than what people think. It includes gaslighting, silent treatment used as punishment, guilt tripping, threats, intimidation, and constantly shifting expectations. These behaviors create confusion and fear in the brain, and that confusion is what makes emotional abuse so damaging. Here are simple examples of emotional and verbal abuse so anyone can understand it. So, number 1, telling someone they are crazy when they are expressing their feelings. That is gaslighting. Saying hurtful things over and over until the person feels worthless. Making someone feel afraid to speak because they will be yelled at. Ignoring someone for hours or days to punish them. Blaming someone for things they did not do. Making threats like leaving, taking things away, or ruining relationships. Mocking or humiliating someone in front of others. Controlling who they talk to, where they go, and what they do. Making everything their fault when it's not. And acting angry with no explanation so the person feels scared and confused. Studies show that repeated exposure to emotional abuse increases cortisol levels and can lead to hypertension, chronic fatigue, migraines, fainting, and heart problems. Survivors often look fine on the outside, but their bodies carry the impact of ongoing stress and instability. Emotional and verbal abuse are real. Research continues to prove that the human brain responds to psychological harm the same way it responds to physical harm. Survivors are not dramatic. Their symptoms come from the way their nervous system was forced to adapt to stay alive. So here's some statistics. So for people who have been in an intimate partner relationship, 44% reported having experienced some sort of psychological, physical, or sexual abuse at some times in their lives. In shelters, 82% had experienced emotional or psychological abuse. Like, this is in Canada. And I know it's higher than that because not everyone reports it because they think it's normal, because they're groomed to think it's normal, or they grow up in a family of that kind of abuse and they just don't see it. I speak from personal experience, and now that I'm awake, I'm here spreading this. But the numbers really underestimate the problem, because who's going to report it if they don't know, and who's going to report it if they're getting threatened? There's so many things that come into play. This will make people mad who don't realize what this abuse is, who have not studied it, who do not know. And that is something you have to do anyways to save yourself, or your body's going to shut down. So I want to spread this message. Be strict. If they won't talk to you, get loud. I'm not kidding. Because you know what? It's better to get loud about abuse than to sweep it under the rug. It is killing millions of people, sweeping abuse under the rug. Once it becomes that, you should never stay silent unless you're in the situation where you have to. All right, love you, bye.